Well, today on the show, we're over in Bay St. Louis at Scott's Fence. We're talking to the owner, Richard Boyanton. How are you, Richard? Good
Fine,
to see you.
how you doing?
I'm doing great. Now, you invited us to come over here and check out some of the great things that you have. Of course, you've been in the fencing business for a while.
50 years.
50 years.
50 years.
And, you know, there are so many different kind of fences. We're not going to have time to show you all of them, but of course, you've got your regular chain link fence. Of course, I go back to the old hog wire fences that my dad and I used to put up. You have hog wire.
We have hog wire too.
Creosote poles too?
Creosote poles. We have to get them from Alabama, but we get them.
I have pounded in some creosote poles in my day. Well, one of the biggest things and one of the most popular things are wooden fences. And you have something that, you know, that has really, you know, taken away a problem that a lot of people have with gates.
Gates.
And that is a new type of frame. And this is it right here.
It's aluminum frame. It's 16 gauge, and it's made into a Z. And when you bolt up a gate, you never have trouble with a sagging gate. The gate weighs at least 40% less than a normal wood gate.
Really?
And you can buy the product and put your own wood onto it. We have the screws in it, comes off the ends. And you can screw your boards up. In a matter of 25, 30 minutes, you can have a gate all boarded up and ready to go.
Now, if somebody already has a fence and they see this, I mean, I'm sure they could have a gate. I mean, I even mentioned I have a gate on one of on our fence that, yes, the 2x4 frame is kind of falling apart, and pretty soon it's going to need to be replaced. Can I measure that and tell you exactly what I need? And
there's no problem. You just measure it and tell us exactly what Z you need, and we can get it to fit that exact opening.
So there are different size Zs?
Yes, we have we build probably any kind of size you need up to 14 foot.
Wow.
So you've got all the way up to 14 foot to replace it with.
Now, the way you have this set up here, this is for shipping purposes.
Shipping on, and you take it out of the box, and this is what it's going to look like. Because like on anything like aluminum airplanes and everything else, aluminum's only strong enough once you have it all put together.
Right.
Without it being bolted together, it's not strong enough to do what it needs to do. But bolted together, it's like an airplane, it'll fly.
Really?
Yep.
Well, we're going to show you how this gate flies, and then when he puts it together, we're going to step over here and get it all set up for you. Okay, so you've taken the shipping braces off, and like you said, that keeps it from getting bent.
Correct.
When it's being shipped to you. All right, now what do you do?
We make two 9-inch marks off the wall about approximately 4 foot. Then we just lay the gate down.
Okay.
Line up our marks.
Okay.
I like them to be perfect because that makes a nice straight top. Okay.
So what do we do now?
We take our boards, and I take one board for each side and screw them down first.
Okay. All right. And again, this is so simple. This is the people can do them at home.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
You've got it. There's that 9 inches away.
Yep, 9 inches away. You just line it up like this.
Okay,
now you're ready to screw. You take your bolts.
You just screw them in there.
And I always take a screw and put it on my brace so I have a line marker before I screw everything together.
Okay.
So that you can see where to make your mark to put all your screws in straight.
Okay.
And we go over to this other side.
And do the same thing.
Do exactly the same thing.
You can put this together in like 30 minutes.
30 minutes. I have some of my guys that are not fence guys that I'll have them put together, and they can get them done in 20 minutes.
Really? Wow.
It's we have them on a table. I'm just showing you how to do it.
Right.
On a like a customer would have to do it.
And if you look over here, this is a finished one. You can see where you, as you said, and then you drew the line.
Correct.
All the way down for the crossbar.
Right.
Went down that way with your screws. Across the top, you drew a line, and bam, this is it. There's your finished fence, your gate. That is cool.
And it takes 30 minutes for a novice to do. I've had my son, which 16, put one together in 35 minutes.
Really? And then, of course, you've got the hinges.
Yes.
That go with them.
The hinges on here are really good. You drill you just a little pilot hole.
Uh-huh.
Then you can take your regular bolts for your hinges and screw it in. It goes into the aluminum. It makes these hinges about 3 times stronger than going in wood.
Wow.
We've actually rode on the gates.
Really?
Got on top and just rode on them.
Okay, now here comes the big question. What does something like this cost?
For a consumer installed, if it's just a gate, you're probably $300. If we're putting up a fence and a gate, it's $200.
Okay.
If you're just buying the shipped
Z-frame?
Z-brace,
Uh-huh.
it's $85 shipped to you with the screws.
Yeah. And they buy the wood.
You buy the wood. Whatever wood you put up on your fence, you put up on your gate, and it takes any wood, any kind of wood whatsoever.
And it comes with, as you saw in the end of it, it comes with the hardware.
Comes with it.
Wow. That's pretty cool. And it comes right out of here, right out of Bay St. Louis.
Right out of Bay St. Louis. We have our office in New Orleans that we do a tremendous amount of work with, and our office here in our newest office here in Mississippi.
All right. Well, we want to show you some of the a few of the other projects that they're working on here at Scott's Fencing in Bay St. Louis. All right, Richard, we was talking about galvanized fencing earlier. What sets your galvanized gates apart from just anybody else?
When we weld all our gates, we use no gate L's or anything. We weld all our gates. We put cold galvanizing over it. Then once the cold galvanizing's dry, we put Flex Seal, like the Flex Seal you see on TV where they have the boat float, so that it can't even get to the galvanizing. It's a coating that holds on it real tight. We've had them put in water down in South Louisiana, and when these others were rusting, these were still going strong.
Wow, that's good, that's good. Well, and some of the other things I have here, we got about a minute left. You have some really fancy wrought iron work here.
Yes, all of this is aluminum, and we have steel also, but being we do a lot of stuff by salt water, we do mostly aluminum because that's what people want. Even if you rust a little paint off, you're not going to have red rust, and it's not going to rust all the way through.
Right.
And we go from 3 foot all the way to 10 foot on the aluminum fencing.
And of course, as we mentioned earlier, galvanized fencing. He's got all kinds of fence for that. Wooden fencing.
Wood fence.
Does that as well. So and
vinyl fencing. We do a lot of vinyl fencing.
And a lot of commercial work.
A lot of commercial work. We do. All of our employees have TWIC cards, and we carry $5 or $6 million worth of insurance that are required from like Cornerstone. We just did $300,000 fence for it.
Well, they are located on the south side of Highway 90 in Bay St. Louis, just east of the entrance to the Silver Slipper.
Correct.
And tell us the hours you're open.
We're open 6 days a week, 8 to 5.
All right, Richard, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You need a new gate, new fence, they can hook you up. They have got some great stuff here at Scott's Fence on Highway 90 in Bay St. Louis.